Tariq Rahman stood by the people's side by all means, just as one of them in their sorrows and happiness, in their daily lives, and in their special occasions. He launched poverty alleviation programs and distributed livestock to 4,862 families.
রাজনীতিতে কিসের জন্য? রাজনীতিতে তো এই ধরনের মানুষকে নিয়ে বা মানুষকে নিয়ে, তো মানুষের যেটা উপকারে লাগবে, দেশের যেটা কাজে লাগবে, এরকম বিষয় নিয়েই রাজনীতি। শুধু স্লোগান বা মিছিল বা মিটিং এটা রাজনীতি হতে পারে না। রাজনীতির তো উদ্দেশ্য লক্ষ্য হচ্ছে যে বেনিফিট, দেশ এবং দেশের মানুষ এমন কোনো কাজ বা পলিসি নেওয়া যেটাতে বেনিফিটের হতে পারে। তো আমি আমার ব্যক্তিগতভাবে মনে করি যে এই ধরনের মানুষগুলোকে যদি আমরা উৎসাহিত করে, তাতে করে এরা যেরকম বেনিফিট হবে, একসাথে দেশ এবং বাকি যারা আমরা আছি দেশে যারা থাকে তারাও বেনিফিট হবে।
He handed tens of thousands of farmers with seeds, saplings, fertilizers and fowls. He trained 2,017 farmers how they could produce high-breed Komol seeds on their own. Like his father, Tariq Rahman dug canals with spades in hands and released young fishes into ponds. In bitter winters, he presented himself with warm clothes among the poor, anonymously leaving blankets and putting a smile to their impoverished face. He was concerned at such a micro level that he arranged weddings of deprived girls. Recognizing the value of education in producing an enlightened generation and empowered nation, he provided scholarships to thousands of meritorious students on the basis of exam results, who overpowered financial barriers and proved to the world that all they require to succeed is personal dedication and social inspiration. Tariq Rahman established hundreds of health camps by inviting surgery teams from the overseas, where about 45,000 patients were treated and provided free medicines. He established asthma care, childcare and eye hospitals, and arranged modern training for doctors and nurses where over 37,000 patients received free treatment. After each flood, he formed volunteer teams and sent them to rural areas, which altogether supported over 63,000 affected people with food, drink, medicine and shelter. Tariq Rahman launched tree plantation programs with a view to protecting the environmental equilibrium and planted 617,000 saplings throughout the country. He initiated projects to combat the problem of acquiring drinking water and served 670 families with pure water. Besides nurturing the grassroots, Tariq Rahman was concerned about enhancing Bangladesh's exposure to the outer world. He visited Microsoft and other high-tech Western companies and interacted with Bill Gates. He learnt their activities and operations and modeled national technological growth accordingly. Tariq Rahman was the first Bangladeshi politician who used cutting-edge IT to organize a digital conference and exchange insights with expatriates from 27 countries, enabling them to ask questions, lead discussions and suggest policies.
Tariq Rahman as the architect of digital Bangladesh and talks about his willingness to rely on modern instruments and software so as to enhance transparency and foster accountability among public servants and electoral politicians. And I think that that recognition of the importance of the digital age and the way in which it can change and shape and be used in empowering people, I think is a really important one. That requires a particularly brave kind of politician to unleash that process. And I think that we at the Young Foundation always welcome leading politicians who are brave enough to actually share that view. And I think with his emphasis on the empowerment of grassroots people, it's clear that Tariq Rahman is one of those politicians.
Tariq Rahman's bottom-up approach of grassroots empowerment was countered by the Awami League's top-down approach of negative propaganda campaign. Having subjected to unprecedented vengeance, Tariq Rahman was first arrested and then suffered inhuman torture. Such was the brutality that he had to fly to the UK for urgent and advanced treatment. 7 years have passed. 2 anti-Tariq Rahman governments have conspired. Conspirators have filed 17 fabricated cases. Ill-motivated media houses have collaborated. Still, not a single case has been proved against Tariq Rahman. Although he repeatedly sent legal notices to Awami League leaders including Sheikh Hasina for launching baseless accusations, they never had the courage to respond or even accept those notices, despite controlling the judiciary, administration, legislature and law enforcers. Yet, the Awami League keeps banging the same drums of accusations and allegations without any proof of guilt.
Two key words that must resonate in Tariq Rahman's heart. Liberty, because he was deprived of his own liberty while under arrest, and during that time his human rights, two other key words, were cruelly violated. These events must have been especially hard to bear for a person whose fundamental theories advocate peace and tolerance.
I do sympathize with the unfortunate circumstances Tariq Rahman had to endure during the 2007 and 2008 years, which probably still haunts him until today.
Any political regime in Dhaka or anywhere else that uses political imprisonment or political violence or torture as a tool of management is not worth any kind of credibility, support or moral or international recognition.
This promotion of him is in part to defeat the negative publicity that he's attracted. It's not just the horrible, unbelievable torture that he suffered at the hands of his enemies, people who were enemies not only of him but enemies of democracy. He was vilified unashamedly, blatantly, appallingly over such a large part of his life. Yet he's never wavered from his dedication to the country, his dedication to his principles, and his dedication to grassroots democracy.
Tariq Rahman, unlawful imprisonment and his current suffering make us feel sad, since he is one from whom we expect something special in the future. Yet I am sure that for his sufferings we will not have been made a weaker person rather than stronger. A stronger leader who will be able to guide the Bangladeshi people through difficult times.
Meanwhile, after 2 decades of direct political engagement, the charismatic leadership of Tariq Rahman and his potential to transform the BNP and Bangladesh earned him utmost trust of the leaders, activists and supporters, and most importantly, the general people across the country. He was elected as the senior vice chairman of the BNP in its National Council of 2009, although he couldn't attend due to ongoing medical treatment in the UK.
অন্যায়ভাবে গ্রেফতার করে মিথ্যা মামলায় জড়িয়ে শারীরিক নির্যাতন করা হলো। সভ্যতা, মানবতা, আইন ও নিয়ম নীতির কোনো তোয়াক্কা না করেই আমার উপরে চলেছে পৈশাচিক শারীরিক নির্যাতন। তারা হয়তো আমাকে হত্যাই করতে চেয়েছিল, কিন্তু আপনাদের আন্তরিক ভালোবাসা, দেশবাসীর দোয়া এবং মা বাবার সৎকর্মের গুণে আল্লাহর রহমতে আমি প্রাণে বেঁচে আছি।
While living abroad, Tariq Rahman reflects on his past to draw a better future, analyzes the present situation of Bangladesh, and plans to revive the nation. All areas of state intervention are integral to Tariq Rahman's development initiatives.
অতীত মুখী নয়, আমাদের চেতনা ও দায়বদ্ধতা হতে হবে ভবিষ্যৎমুখী। বাংলাদেশের অর্থনীতি ও সার্বিক বৈশিষ্ট্যকে বিবেচনা করে একে স্ট্র্যাটেজিক বা সাস্টেনেবল ভাবে একটি ইন্ডাস্ট্রিয়ালাইজড দেশ হিসাবে গড়ে তোলা এখন সময়ের দাবি। দেশীয় চাহিদা পরিপূরণ, বিপুল সংখ্যক কর্মসংস্থান সৃষ্টি এবং রফতানির ব্যাপক প্রসার, এই 3টি লক্ষ্যকে সামনে রেখে দেশের সম্ভাবনাময় ও রফতানি কেন্দ্রিক শিল্পগুলোকে এগিয়ে নিয়ে যাওয়া দরকার। কৃষি সংক্রান্ত সকল ডাটা এবং ইনফরমেশন যেন একসাথে পাওয়া যায়, সেসব তথ্যের বিশ্লেষণের লক্ষ্যে একটি কৃষি তথ্য ভাণ্ডার গড়ে তোলা প্রয়োজন। বিশ্বের উন্নত দেশগুলোর মতো আমাদের ছাত্রছাত্রীদেরও তৃতীয় এমনকি চতুর্থ ভাষায় পারদর্শিতা অর্জনের জন্য উদ্যোগ নেওয়া প্রয়োজন। সেই লক্ষ্যে স্প্যানিশ, ফ্রেঞ্চ, আরবিক, জার্মান, ম্যান্ডারিন এইসব বহু ভাষা পারদর্শিতার দ্বারা 5 বছরের মাঝে আমাদের রেমিটেন্সকে 14 বিলিয়ন থেকে 20 বিলিয়নে নিয়ে যাওয়া সম্ভব।
Work that breaks new ground doesn't go unattended. Tariq Rahman's contribution is no exception. He has become the last resort to pragmatic Bangladeshis to make a difference. Rigorous research takes place to examine and appreciate his political thought and policy proposals. Bangladesh Policy Forum Cambridge published a book titled The Political Thought of Tariq Rahman, Empowerment of the Grassroots People. The book comprises 17 articles written by eminent national and international academics, journalists and politicians on the politics and thoughts of Tariq Rahman. It was launched in June 2013 at the University of Cambridge, followed by American, Australian and Canadian editions, respectively inaugurated at Columbia University, University of New South Wales and University of Toronto. From Oxford University to London School of Economics, from Harvard University to Massachusetts Institute of Technology, from parliamentary offices to national libraries. The book on Tariq Rahman has found its place with great distinction. In the era of globalization, Tariq Rahman's encouraging work is becoming a role model for other countries as a means of advancement, progression and development.
This book is a very well presented and a very well edited book. The most interesting thing, and those of you, when you get a chance to read it, should look at the people, firstly, who have made the series of essays. If you look at the qualifications, the academics, the lawyers, the politicians, the members of the community that have put this book together in a very well presented collection of essays are of themselves quite remarkable people. This book is not only about him and what he believes in, it is about what many leaders, this is not just a book for Bangladesh, this is not just a book for his party, it is a book that many leaders in many countries can learn from.
The message to me of the book is one of hope and unity, because there's a new hope simply that it's there and that a new story is being told again. The book in that sense itself is an act of soft vengeance. But it talks about other things, family, the need for the rural areas to be empowered and to be connected to the urban areas, so there's no urban bias, no lack of resources flowing beyond the cities to the poorest of the poor, who so often have rents extracted from them by those who extract rents in the policy-making process. And how to do that, using technology, using a reinvented state, commitment to human rights, and a Bangladesh which connects itself internationally and looks up and around to the best examples.
So this is a very exciting moment for me, talking about grassroots politics and empowerment and campaigning, because that's what we're doing here in Canada. And it's really exciting for me to be here and with my presence to encourage you and say, keep on going. This is important for Canada.
It is interesting to me as a liberal to listen to Tariq Rahman's countrymen speak of him, because I would dare say that if he was in Canada, he would probably be a liberal. You talked about the kinds of things that we as liberals in Canada talk about, that it is the political thought, it is the grassroots that is important. It is important that governments and political leaders are subservient to the people that they represent, that they work for better outcomes for their lives.
President Obama was a master in social media and capturing diversity of culture. He empowered those in urban, economical troubled communities, proving that their vote matters. Tariq Rahman has fresh ideas and reaches out to the grassroots of Bangladesh. He believes the people of Bangladesh know what they want for the betterment of the country.
As a person who has dedicated more than 20 years as a great patriot, working to achieve the best possible outcomes for Bangladesh, I earnestly hope, Tarak Rahman, that you will soon be able to return home and realise the clear objectives that you have for your country and your people, with everyone getting involved, truly involved, and communities working for each other, thus enabling Bangladesh to achieve its full and very exciting potential in the modern world.
With his unique and forward-looking political thoughts, Mr. Rahman is the change that the countrymen want to see. His safe return will lead Bangladesh to prosperity and progress with an agenda on social equity and as an iconic leader of the developing world. He will act with wisdom to promote peace within and outside the world of turmoil.
Passionate patriots never get ruined for loving their country and standing for noble cause. Their names are written in golden letters in the pages of history. Tarik Rahman, as we all believe, is heading towards that direction. Inevitably and increasingly, millions and millions of Bangladeshis are standing for him, standing behind him, fighting for him, and fighting with him. Tarik Rahman himself is getting ready to finish what he had begun: empowerment of the grassroots people and development of an inclusive Bangladesh. He's waiting to be surrounded by the rural mass yet again, to provide a new meaning of life to the citizens, to their families, and to the wider nation. The whole country is waiting for his glorious return to mark the most remarkable homecoming in its history. Tarik Rahman, make it happen. Come back. Bangladesh needs you now.